Hi there, folks. I'm Gene of RPG, and welcome back to Final Fantasy IX. With me is my special bestest friend.
Hi, I'm Lacy.
Yes, she is Lacy, the bestest of friends. And last time on What was that?
So you claim.
So I claim. I do. Lacy's the best friend I've ever had. But anyway,
No.
last time on Final Fantasy IX, we made it to the village. Well, no, we had already made it to the village of Dolly. We explored the village of Dolly and got to see everybody kind of go off and do their own little thing for a little while. And, well, then Vivi gets kidnapped. Someone took him.
Steiner uses a little girl for information. He pretends he's nice, but we all know he's not. Anyway, so Vivi gets stuffed into a barrel because Vivi's precious, and who wouldn't want to stuff Vivi in a barrel to keep for themselves? Unfortunately, we find out from Garnet that these barrels bear the insignia of the castle. And what we put together is that, for some reason, they were putting Vivi in a barrel to take it to the castle.
Indeed.
And they put a machine full of eggs.
Yeah. For some reason or another, they have shipments planning that are coming out of this underground factory place, going to the castle, like Lacy said, and for some reason they're kicking out eggs. Also, ghosts.
Hey, I'm just saying. I think what's going on here is the queen is really a chicken.
A chicken?
Like she's really like some evil chicken monster, and she's just trying to hatch some eggs to take over the world. That's what's going on here.
You know, it's funny. That's not as original of a plot as you might think. I've seen that in the game before, but...
Of a chicken monster?
Yeah, I'm not kidding. I've seen that in a game
What
before.
video game has a chicken monster?
Yeah, I've seen that in a game before. I'm not kidding.
Wow.
Remind me later, and I'll show you the game.
Alright, I'll hold you to it. Now, back to the battle. We're fighting some things. They're still on our HP. You better not let my baby Vivi die, Gene.
I don't think Vivi dies. I think Garnet does.
No! What? Why would you let people die, Gene?
Okay, let's talk about that. So Garnet's equipped with a silk shirt. The silk shirt makes it to where fire attacks do more damage to you. Garnet is only level 2, I think.
Yep.
And so all it took was 2 fires. Now, we're battling ghosts, and that was an atrocious run against them. The next battle I do much better, but, well, you guys aren't going to see it. This is a good example. Oh, level 4. This is a good example, though. If a character dies in battle and you finish the battle, they don't get any EXP or AP, and instead of the total EXP being split by however many party members there are, it only counts for the characters that are still alive. So in this case, instead of it being split 3 ways, it's only split in half.
Oh, if you're trying to, like, power level one specific character, you can get the other ones killed.
Exactly. Like, let's say you just want Zidane, the main character, to reach really high levels. Well, kill off Vivi and Garnet here and let him get all the EXP.
Mist. Ooh, I think we've heard of the mist before.
Yes, the mist. We learned that it spawns really vicious monsters, like beyond the normal type of monsters. And they're using this machine to kind of vacuum mist out from below the peaks. Because if you remember, we took the ice cave to get up out of the mist.
Ah, interesting.
So those eggs.
What are they using the mist for, I wonder?
Yeah. Anyway.
I thought that was really dangerous.
It does sound really dangerous, doesn't it? That does not sound like a smart thing to do. From that battle that we did not get to see, though, I got enough AP to where the Mage Smasher learned everything from it, so I equipped the Mithril Dagger. The Mithril Dagger has one of the most important abilities for Zidane tied to it. It's the only thing that has this ability, so you want to make sure you equip it and get that ability learned. That ability being Bandit. The way Bandit works is it cuts out one whole part of the mathematical formula when it comes to stealing, and it greatly increases the success rate of stealing.
Not only are they farming the chicken eggs and they kidnap our Vivi, they're abusing the chocobos.
They kind of are.
Chocobos. Free the chocobos.
Free the chocobos?
Free the chocobo.
Well, that's not something Zidane does.
steal the chocobos, now he won't freeze his chocobo.
Well, not these ones. We don't want these chocobos, Lacy. These ones are fat. We want ones that are in good shape.
How are they fat? They've been running in a hamster wheel.
I don't know. It's fat. What the? This seems like it would be like a horror movie.
That's kind of creepy.
I also have to question how these things are staying on that conveyor belt, because it's like their hats are attached to the belt.
Giant clippies.
Giant clippies, yes. But yes,
Vivi!
understandably, Vivi's kind of in shock. He's never met any other black mages before. And here he sees a bunch of them, or at least things that look like them, being made on an assembly line. So, understandably,
no.
he's in shock. But we found all the adults from the village. They're all working in this factory.
Well, it's about time there's some supervision.
And Zidane wound up inside of a barrel, which is getting put into an even bigger barrel. And oh, there goes Vivi again. Poor Vivi.
If only Donkey Kong was here, we could.
Yeah. Anyway, now let's cut to Steiner.
Back to Steiner.
If you recall, Steiner was trying to flag down the person who knows about the cargo ship because he's still trying to get Princess Garnet back to Alexandria. He has no idea of any of the stuff that we discovered regarding that underground factory. Here I debate equipping the Iron Sword, but I decide to keep the Broadsword on because it has a killer ability, and those are actually important for Steiner. Excuse me. Something I don't do that I highly recommend you do, though, is equip the rubber helmet to Steiner because it has electric elemental defense.
Oh, that would be really good for the next fight.
The next couple of fights, yeah. It actually would be really good. But I'm an idiot. I get back.
We already knew that.
I get back into the swing of things as time goes on. So something that I don't think I've mentioned yet, if you press I believe it's the minus button on the Switch, it brings up the help menu, the help icon on whatever piece of equipment you're looking at. It's the little thing that pops up with a Moogle holding it up. This will tell you any kind of elemental weaknesses, absorptions, any status effects weapons have tied to them, things like that. It's important to check these things. So important, in fact, that I actually think it should have been in the menu somewhere just automatically with the equipment screen. Because elemental defense makes such a huge difference in this game.
I've seen a lot of games that had elemental defense and stuff in them, but they're not used as well as they are in this game. This game is very reliant upon it.
It is really important. I mean, really, really important. As in the difference between a boss one-shotting you and having to take 2 shots, different. It's...
Uh-oh.
Yeah, there's actually a particular boss that I'm talking about, but we'll get to that. And my 3 failed attempts to beat it, but...
Steiner.
Yeah.
I order you. Like, anyone's gonna help you with that.
Yeah. And his go-to thing is, if you don't tell me, we're gonna repossess this land into property.
Wow.
Then again, this old guy probably just thinks that Steiner's some nutball. I mean, come on, everybody knows Alexandria is run by women. They have no men in charge.
Yep.
But Steiner is a nice guy. At least he says thank you. This guy loves coffee. And who can blame
All
him?
the coffee. I know. Coffee makes the world go round.
Anywho, we learned that the cargo ship is already here, and so let's head to where it is. It automatically takes us there when we leave.
What a fancy-looking cargo ship.
That's a danky-looking one? Is that what you said?
Fancy.
Oh, fancy. I was like, what are you talking about? That looks pretty spiffy to me.
I thought Steiner's gonna try and trick the princess, like he thinks he's smarter than the princess.
He tries. He tries. I was going to say he has a little more level-headedness, but that's a lie.
Yeah.
The scary guy in armor's running towards them. They're referring to Steiner. He's actually just wanting to see what's going on.
Uh-oh.
But they decide to run away.
I mean, I would run away from Steiner too, but that's just because he's ugly.
Steiner is perplexed by the barrel.
Like...
See, he cuts through all the crap we've been dishing out. He wants to know what they're shipping out.
What?
So we can observe the barrel some more, or we can poke it with a sword. The obvious answer that we're going to do is poke it with the sword.
I like how the barrel is bigger than him.
Yeah.
What a jerk!
What do you mean, what a jerk?
He just stabbed Zidane with a sword.
Well, he stabbed the barrel. He didn't know Zidane was going to be in it. Lacy,
shoving, moving things in a barrel.
Oh, okay. If you saw a barrel starting to move on its own, would you want to stab it?
No.
Oh.
I would run away from it.
I would run away from it. Well, okay. Maybe he doesn't know how to run away.
I think we'll find later on that this is untrue.
Well, we'll see. Poor Vivi is still in shock. And Steiner is trying to make sure not to panic. He's come up with a bit of an ingenious plan. Or he's about to, at least. If you recall, which you may have forgotten, they're trying to get to the city of Lindblom. The kingdom of Lindblom. And so Steiner's telling them that this airship is going to Lindblom, when we actually know it's going to Alexandria. Or at least Steiner does.
What a douche.
Well, I mean, he's just trying to get the princess back. Whoa, that...
Lying to her, though, is not cool. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm sorry I spoiled that the first one was sent by the castle, folks. Could have sworn they said that already, but I guess not. I guess they don't technically say it till here.
Ooh, this is number 2.
His power, magic, and speed make him far superior to number 1. And this is actually true. He is a lot stronger.
He is. I recall dying to this one.
Well, you might be thinking of the next one, because I don't think you can actually lose this fight.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't think it's actually possible to lose this fight. Because, well, the Black Waltz number 2 will never attack Garnet.
Good to know. Maybe it is the next one.
Because Black Waltz, there's 3 of them. Okay, sorry to spoil that, but there's 3.
Stay here while I kill your friend.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's even gonna kill Steiner, who's obviously a guard from the castle. Like, really?
Well, the Black Waltz doesn't care about that. But this enemy has a leather
that
plate.
Just proves that...
I'm sorry, what?
I know, that just proves he's crazy.
Oh yeah, the Black Waltzes, they're totally nuts. Anyway, we found out that this enemy is carrying a steepled hat and a leather plate. My team is still only level, I think actually Vivi and Zidane are level 5, but we're low level, so we're going to put Zidane back in the back row, because that teleport is just hurting way too much. The thing hasn't even...
Ouchie, ouchie.
The thing hasn't even started casting magic. Oh, there it goes. So the Black Waltzes really favor electric spells. They can use all of them, like all 3 elements, but they really favor electricity. But like I said during the Ice Giant Sea Lion battle, I'm not going to be going too nuts with stealing. I'm going to try to steal everything, but I'm not going to care if I fail to successfully steal something from a boss anymore, because I want to keep the playthrough going. So we're going to keep up with the attacks. Steiner's Magic Sword is the go-to spell here, or ability, because it's going to hit. I forget if it hits harder than Vivi's spell or not, but the thing is that if you hit this enemy...
Pretty hard hitting.
If you hit this enemy with one of Vivi's spells, he's going to counter with the same spell, hitting, well, Vivi, Steiner, and Zidane. He doesn't ever hurt Garnet. And he killed Vivi. And when Vivi dies, if you had selected sword magic, if Vivi dies before the sword magic goes off, well, then Steiner loses his turn. You don't get to use the sword magic, and so you don't get to deal the damage.
That super sucks too.
Yeah, it does really suck. There are critical times where it's just like, no! But yeah, really not a lot to talk about because there's not a whole lot of threat in this battle because you can't actually lose it. Well, actually, I say that, but I don't know if it's a game over if the 3 characters other than Garnet die. Like at the same time. I'm not sure if that's a game over. That was Fyra, the tier 2 magic spell. Really weak for a Fyra spell, but, oh, he just killed Zidane. This is going swell.
All the potions!
Potions, Phoenix Downs. Which, have we actually talked about what a Phoenix Down does yet?
I don't believe so.
Okay. So, what a Phoenix Down, unless Lacy wants to explain it.
Yep, go for it.
Okay, so what a Phoenix Down does is exactly what you just saw. When a character is knocked unconscious, and that's what I call it, when they die in battle and have 0 HP, if you use a Phoenix Down on them, they will revive with critical health. It's usually between 1 and I think like 13 health. So it's a very minor amount of health that's restored, but they come back, and then you can heal them back up to life, back up to full health. Really important in these games, and they're in most Final Fantasies.
There are games that are not Final Fantasy as well, from what I can recall.
Yes, actually, because Squaresoft has actually does have a lot of spin-off RPGs. A lot of things that are Final Fantasy staples are in other ones of their games. For instance,
and many other games, you only get 1 HP for using one of those.
Yes.
You don't get, here you can get more, but in other games, it's like, nope, sorry, bro.
And for instance, if you want a really fun fact, Moogles, I believe, debut in, it was either Secret of Mana or else it was, I think it's called Final Fantasy Adventure. They debuted in one of those games as a status condition before they showed up in Final Fantasy.
Ooh, interesting.
Mm-hmm. But we defeated the Black Waltz too, and now we're back on to border crossing. And Zidane has the brilliant idea, why don't we hitch a ride on the airship?
Hijack an airship? Why not?
Well, I mean, it's just sitting there. Who's going to stop us? The villagers?
The giant metalhead?
Well, if you remember from a few minutes ago, he actually wants us to take the airship. Now, it's going to give you the option to either immediately get on the airship or go back to the village. Go back to the village first. Because we're still weakened.
Why do we need to go back to the village?
We're still weakened, so you want to go back to the village and rest at the inn. Maybe buy some more Phoenix Downs. I don't know. Also, I'm going to go ahead and mention it. This is also the last chance for quite a while to buy feather hats or feather caps. So make sure that if you haven't gotten 2 already, that you do buy at least 2. From that battle, though, we did successfully steal the leather plate. I equipped the silk shirt instead because it has electric elemental defense, which is going to be so important. But we're not going to see why in this part. It's not a spoiler. It's just preparation. But yeah, I decide I was going to buy 23 Phoenix Downs. I'm like, no, you know what? I don't need that many. Because even though we have a lot more money than you usually do going through this point in the game, I don't want to waste it because we're going to spend a lot of money in the future. I love how that Moogle is just staring at everybody.
It is quite interesting. He's just like, what's up? You got mail, bro?
The Moogles are in such hilarious places, and no one seems to ever bat an eye at that.
Well, think of it. In a world like this, you're so used to Moogle things. Well, Moogles.
Yeah, but I mean, like, a villain could be hatching a diabolical plan, saying they're going to do something like kill everybody on this continent, and the Moogles just standing there in the background, and the person doesn't even pay them any mind.
Is that another spoiler, Gene?
Oh, hey, I made that up. That doesn't happen.
Oh, see, now you spoiled that.
That's a spoiler? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're making me so self-conscious. I checked for mail again because I want to make sure that, you know, we have all the mail. Which, it is a spoiler. Somewhere along the line, I missed one. But that's not that big of a deal. It can't be anything that important.
What is the most important mail that ever mailed?
The most important mail that ever mailed.
Important mail that ever mailed.
All right, then. So, once again, I'm being a little anal about this. This is actually a whole new recording day. Like, this is, like, 2 days after the last part. Like, the last bit. So, I don't exactly remember everything I checked at this point. But you want to check your equipment. I recommend electric elemental defense and fire if possible. But I don't think there's anything that offers fire elemental defense.
You said the silk shirt gives doubled weakness to fire, don't you?
It does, but it has electric elemental defense, and that's a little more important. But yes, you will take more damage from fire if you equip the silk shirt.
Good thing to keep in mind for later on.
It is, because we're actually going to use the silk shirt for quite a while. Well, actually, that's not necessarily true. We've been using it for a while. It's not as long as I'm thinking, but...
Once again, Steiner, I'm only doing this for the princess.
Yeah, unfortunately, Steiner thinks he's being clever because he thinks that he's tricking them, but, well, as we see here, they're not that stupid.
Which I was really thoughtful for because, you know, in a lot of games, they go ahead and fall for this, and it's like, really? Why? Why?
Yeah, I would have been really not so pleased if they fell for this because they're not that stupid.
What are they gonna do? What are they gonna do?
Well, I don't know what it could possibly be. I mean, the ship is going to go to Alexandria. What could they do?
Hijack the ship. Hijack the ship.
Well, but first, Vivi wants to know if those black mage-like creatures looked anything like him, which, not really. If you recall, they have completely different colored outfits, and their hats are smaller and pointier.
But that's just clothes. But the big thing is that they were a lot taller. Vivi is a child size. Those were adult size.
Yes, those were indeed a lot bigger. I love this song that plays right here, and this is the only point in the game that this song plays.
Oh, really?
Yes, this song does not play anywhere else in the game.
Interesting.
Garnet's still hesitant because she doesn't fully trust Zidane because, well, how is he going to stop the airship from going to Alexandria? But he's being pushy. She finally says she's going to go, and, well, Zidane saw an opportunity and grabbed it.
Mm-hmm.
But, yes, we're off for Lindblum? Maybe? And, folks, we'll see how things go on the airship in Part 10. See you guys then.
See you then.